Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and this is Pro Overanalyzed. It is the return of XQC. The legend is back, and ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a treat. So let's just get this rolling because this is beautiful. So XQC, as you know, was banned from all of Stage 1 for his behaviour, which was dodgy as hell. However, he's back, and XQC is a very special tank, ladies and gentlemen, because he's highly aggressive to the point of which he doesn't even care if he dies. He just goes in, and then he makes things happen. So what we're going to see here is Kings Row. It's Dallas Fuel versus LA Gladiators. It is the return of XQC. The legend himself is back. And watch this. Like, we're going to try and focus on him as much as possible in this video, but what we just want to see here is, kind of the way this has started out. When we look at the team comps, I'll let this roll in the background as I talk about the team comps. You can see there's obviously a Farah in play. A Junkrat is super powerful, but on attack, a Farah and a Junkrat, typically don't see that as often. Basically, what Dallas are waiting to do, and it's the same with any team here on Attack and Kings Row, is you want to get a pick and then you want to go in. You notice XQC's gone straight in there. Actually, quite a well-coordinated dive there, although it must be said, it was heavily in their favour. We're going to watch AKM. I think he has the kill here. He was on his head. Genji was on his head. What? What the hell was that? Anyway, finally, it's a little bit messy, but you'll notice there that the dive was okay off Dallas. Now, the big thing was, is XQC going to be able to fit back into this team, right? Because he's been away for a while. He's probably not been scrimming as much as the other players. Like we seen Taimu in the previous game, series from the other day. So I wasn't really expecting to see XQC here. But we see XQC, which is awesome. And unlucky there, he gets bombed. But hey, that doesn't really matter. They managed to take the point here. That's actually, honestly, that's actually not great play by Shorefloor there, because if Shorefloor goes in and uses his pulse bomb there, it doesn't really achieve anything. Like, that's not going to stop the push. It's just not going to do anything. He should have possibly waited a little bit longer than he would have had it here, unless he was planning on changing, which, as we can see, he's not going to change because Tracer, at this level of play, is the most OP hero in the goddamn game. Anyway, let's just pause this and let's just talk about what's going on here, because when we look at the Dallas team, as I did sort of allude to a little bit earlier on, we've got XQC on the Winston. What we will see is XQC swapping to Reinhardt, but not yet. We'll see that in a second. So Winston, obviously, is what XQC is known for. Hyper-aggressive Winston play. Insane. Mickey is obviously a pretty good diva. These pair work really well together. That was a nice little face I drew there. That was beautiful. But we've got AKM and we've got Harry Hook on the old Pharmacy combo. This is generally the only time you will see Mercy in the game now, when Farah comes out. But certain maps do work quite well for Farah. And obviously, as we can see, Dallas did put that into good effect in this map. The Rascal on the Junkrat is a little bit of an interesting pick there, because this team doesn't have any sort of hit scan. You would have expected this to be a McCree. At least I would have, possibly a Tracer, although it's Rascal. Rascal's a pretty solid McCree, but Rascal, he's a fantastic player. And in fact, that's the other thing we should probably talk about before I carry on here. Rascal and Fissure, I know these guys. They're from, and that's also another beautiful smiley face, they're from London Spitfire. These are world-class players, but London has got so much talent. These guys were sitting on the bench. And the big thing here is Fissure is seen by many as one of the best tanks in the world. XQC, not really. A bit of a meme streamer, although he puts that to bed completely in this series, because he's not. Obviously, he's a world-class player if he's going to play in Overwatch League. But Fissure is like on another level. At least that's what people thought. So this is the interesting dynamic we're going to see in this game, is when the Reinhardts start to come into play, then we get to see tank against tank play. And that's when you, like, that weeds the men from the boys, ladies and gentlemen, or the boys from the men, or whatever you want to say, because it's like, who is the tank? Who's going to do the work? Let's go, boys. And that's what we want. Right, so pretty standard phase here. We're just slowly pushing through. You'll typically see teams will start to contest now as it comes around the corner. XQC gets a huge kill there, though, onto Shorefloor. That's wrecked their damage. Fissure went in, got absolutely obliterated. He had Discord on him, he got wrecked. Pretty much this is a great engagement here for Dallas. Not a great sort of dive there by the Gladiators. Like, they just sort of went in and it was like, rah. Which is probably why they're running the Junkrat, because Junkrat is anti-dive. And if they continue to run dive into this, it's going to be a problem. The thing is as well, Fissure is new to the Gladiators. The big thing with that is you can kind of abuse that, because you know the synergy's not going to be there. Their dive, because they're running pure dive comp there, LA Gladiators, I mean, that is pure dive. All of those heroes, you can't get any more divier than that. They're going to be disjointed. They're not going to go in at the same time. There's going to be little gaps. It's going to mean a Junkrat can actually be quite powerful. All right, so we're pushing towards second point. They are going to come in for a contest here. You'll notice that Custer is getting harassed there by the Tracer, which is just like, you know, you'd expect Tracer to be doing that. We get a decent Riptire there. Like, the thing with Riptire, if you get a kill with Riptire, that's cool and it's fine. And pretty much like, you know, it's done its job, right? Anybody, if you can kill any of the enemy team for an ultimate, pretty much take that, right? So that's pretty good. So, like, this is pretty... Up until now, this is pretty kind of standard play. It's not been great by Gladiators, the way they come in to try and contest the point or the payload as it moves through. Dallas have always been at sort of like an advantage here. They get a lot of kills. It doesn't really matter that AKM died there. AKM as well is another player who has just come straight into this roster and he's just performing. But we expected that of AKM because he's a world-class player. Rascal as well just comes in and starts performing. I kind of feel a bit sorry for Seagull. Anyway, let's pause this here. I kind of feel a little bit sorry for Seagull. Although Seagull is a highly specialized player, and I would say Seagull's definitely the best Junkrat on Dallas Fuel. Might even be the best Farah as well, although AKM's Farah is fantastically awesome, and because AKM can play a lot of the other DPS heroes to an insane standard, maybe sort of pushes Seagull out a little bit. But Seagull, don't worry, all you Seagull fans out there, he's still in the team and they'll still use him. I'm fairly sure of that. I mean, he's the best Hanzo they've got as well. So let's take a look at what's going on here, because this is XQC and Mickey. These guys, I think, have gelled really well because I think their personalities are almost identical. Like, XQC is Mickey and Mickey is XQC. They're very like high energy players and high energy guys. I mean, obviously it could be a time bomb, you know, maybe they clash and explode, but I think they're working quite well together. And you'll get to see this here a little bit. So we can see them push forward, which is awesome. What they're trying to do here is catch them off guard. Gladiators probably don't expect anybody to be up there. Yeah, they spot them out, so they know they're there now. But imagine if Genji jumped up there and there was suddenly a Winston and a Diva in his face. Might have got a quick kill on the Genji, which would mean that it would be an easier fight for Dallas going forward. So this forces them to jump back. You can see Tracer's just off to the left-hand side there by the Mega. Hydration's going into the back line. Obviously, primary target is the Mercy. He's finding it really hard to get her. He does manage to get her. Big Goose even kills Custer. So this is like, yeah, this is great. This is good. But look at the ultimates that were invested here. Look at what's being used. Just Blade. Look at what's coming up. Actually, I think, did Shaz use... Maybe Shaz used Transcendence at some point there, or used that in the last fight. Or something like that. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Look at the ultimates, though. We've got Primal Rage for XQC. Don't really have anything else coming up for Dallas. We're going to have a Transcendence soon. Kind of the same for LA. Yeah, they've got Bomb. They're about to have Sound Barrier as well. So you'd say that LA are in a pretty good position here. They shouldn't really lose this. Bomb can push away Dallas as they come in. So the question is, what are Dallas going to do? AKM is still on the Farah, which is ballsy. Mickey gets a big kill there onto Hydration. The reason why it's ballsy staying on Farah here is she's not typically that good at this point. So we see Custer invest the Transcendence. This is going to allow Dallas to push forward. But look at the ultimates coming online now for Gladiators. It doesn't really matter, though, because this, I'm going to pause this here. This is a massive kill. This is a huge... These two kills here, they're huge. But the first kill of Big Goose is phenomenal. Off AKM, sorry, on Big Goose. Because look at Big Goose's ultimate. 89% on the sound barrier, and he's dead. And then quickly Shaz dies. The thing with this setup in Dive is the Lucio protects the Zen, or the Lucio is always with the Zen to keep him alive. If Lucio's dead, he can't protect the Zen. The Zen just gets instantly killed. So this is huge. You kill the supports, you win the game. And that's what's going on here. These are really good picks, and it's going to make it borderline impossible for Gladiators to get back here and contest this point. Like, they're just not going to be able to do this. And as you see, like, good play off XQC there, trying to block them in. A bomb on the point. What are you going to do? You're probably going to C9 because you can't get near the point. So there you go. C9 for the win. So that's a pretty good push there. That's awesome. We got to see XQC playing on the Winston, which we know his Winston is great. The thing with XQC is we also know his Orisa is pretty good, and his Reinhardt is notoriously, well, let's just say notorious, right? He's known for getting some crazy shatters as a man himself. It's beautiful. Thing is, though, is he going to be able to play against Fissure, who is, like, let me just build the scene for you guys, right? If I was to put a list of the best tanks in the world, right? In the past, you would have said Miro was the best Winston. You wouldn't say that now. You probably would say Gesture is one of the best tanks when it comes to Winston. But if you were asked before Overwatch League, if I came up to you and said, what is the best tank in the world? And you were like a connoisseur of Apex and the Korean Overwatch scene, you go, hey, it's actually Fissure. He is the best tank in this game. Who is XQC? Just a guy who streams? Surely Fissure would wreck him. Everybody was thinking this. Like, Fissure's a legend. He's just going to wreck him. Like, Fissure is a tank that can carry. Like, he can absolutely carry a game. Can XQC do that? Can XQC take him on? Well, we're going to see. Because now we get to see Reinhardt. Now, this is beautiful. I really, really, really love watching Reinhardt play. Reinhardt is... He was the first character I invested a lot of time into. I think I played him for about 60 hours or something crazy in Season 1. I always played tank characters in MMO games, so I just was like, oh my god, Reinhardt is awesome. I want to play some Reinhardt. He went through phases of being like always in the meta. He's been out of the meta, but now he's sort of coming back into it a little bit. But this is an old school map. This is King's Row. All of the chokes are designed for Reinhardt to stick his barrier in. Because I think when they built this map, they didn't have the other tanks. So they're just like, we need a tank that a map that works with our guys. So yeah, we'll go for that. Anyway, let's just pause this because we need to look at the comp we've got here because it is quite interesting off Dallas. So what we've got is we've got XQC on the Reinhardt, which is awesome. But then look at the off tank. It's actually a Winston. You'd expect this to almost always be a Diva, but it's a Winston. Then we've got AKM on the McCree. We've got Rascal on the Junkrat. Rascal, Junkrat is super powerful on this point on defense anyway. But think of these pair. These pair are anti-dive. McCree and Rascal, well, AKM and Rascal on those heroes, they're just going to shut down anything that jumps onto them. Genji comes, they die. Winston comes, he dies. Tracer tries to harass, she dies. Look at Custer. Custer, I love Custer because he loves Moira, and I love Moira. Custer is rolling Moira. She's very powerful, and I think we're going to see more of Moira as we go forward in this stage. Anyway, look who else we've got. After I said we don't see a Mercy because we only really see her with Pharmacy, we see her here. This is interesting, isn't it? And as for LA, they're running pure dive. I mean, that's just dive with Sombra. So Sombra is going to be an interesting pick. So let's see how this works out, ladies and gentlemen. Because they're not going to be expecting this Dallas lineup at all. So Sombra goes in, hacks the close Mega on the right. Pretty standard, just so you can farm a little bit of EMP charge. Because remember, the Sombra here, she's the Sombra who gets ultimate charge of EMP. As we do know, in the future, she will be changed so that doesn't happen. So Dallas are pushed back into the corner here, but they want to be here. They've got a Reinhardt barrier. They don't care. They're like, whatever. Come in, try and get us. What are you going to do? You going to stop us? Well, you got to come in and fight us. Sombra, though, she can charge her ultimate. You can see she's already got it. So she's looking now to just go straight in, EMP that barrier, and then they push through. Because without the barrier, here we go. So let's just pause this here because this is going to, he's going to EMP, right? So he's going to go in here, smash down the barrier with EMP, and then the rest of the team are going to follow through. But do they? Let's have a look. So there it is. Big EMP, pretty much hits everybody. Surefour gets a kill. Custer kills Big Goose. Now what happened there, right, is... very bad play off. I don't want to slate the play too much, but that's a bad play off Big Goose because he's used his translocator to go in and EMP. That's a bit of a noob tactic, right? What he should have done is used his translocator to get out. So he should have went in, EMP'd, like invis, run in EMP, then translocated out. Instead, he threw it in, and it was like such a ballsy play. You can't fly into the enemy team and expect to survive, and he just got deleted. That's going to happen. So a bit of a waste of the Sombra EMP. But you'll notice, because Sombra's EMP charge is horrifically fast, it's already on 50%, and he literally died in the last fight. So, here we go again. We've got a Riptire almost available from Rascal, which is going to be beautiful, because, well, it's Riptire. But also, Hydration does have a Blade, and Shaz does have Transcendence, which Blade and Transcendence together can be quite strong if Zen keeps up with the Genji, which is kind of easy here, because everybody's sort of together. So, let's see what's going to happen here. Like, the Reinhardt battle hasn't really... Well, it isn't a thing yet, because Fissure's still on the Genji, so the Winston even. So, the dive goes in with a Blade. We do see... like, the weakness here of, I mean, let's just let this play through because they're going to clean through. So let me pause this and explain what happened here. The weakness of this support combination is not great. There is no defensive ultimate here. Mercy doesn't have a, well, okay, she kind of does, right? Pops Valkyrie, which she did do in the fight. Yeah, you can res, but it's not instant anymore. But she can heal AoE. That's fine, but it doesn't stop the damage output from a Genji. The only thing that would stop that is a Zen. So when I look at this team comp, I'm a little bit perplexed why we've got this Mercy here. Like, yeah, it's probably there for res. Yeah, it's there to damage boost Rascal as well and AKM. But I'd be like, this should really be a Zen. I think in future we might see this comp become a thing, but this Mercy will not be there because we need the defensive ultimate. Without that, we lose the point. And that's what happened here. It's almost like Dallas was just waiting to lose the point. They were relying on like mad, like mega plays, like super high level, awesome plays. Without them, though, they're not going to be able to hold. So it's a bit of a shame. Now we're going to the Pharmacy combo. So we're going to still see Mercy because obviously she's powerful with Pharah. AKM did a lot of work on the attack phase with Pharah, so it makes sense. Mickey goes on to the Zarya. This is Zarya's map, right? This is a Zarya Reinhardt map. Zarya is coming back into the meta, definitely. She's very map dependent in my opinion. This map is good for Zarya, like really good, because everybody's generally fighting over like all over the payload. It's dead easy to get charged. It's awesome. So let's take a look at this. Great Earth Shatter there. Oh no, sorry, that wasn't a great Earth Shatter. It was a waste of the Earth Shatter. I'm going off my face. That was not great. That was bad off XQC there. But you'll notice he's already got 15% on his ult, or 14, 15%. It's not too bad. But that wasn't a great Earth Shatter there. That was sort of, I see an opportunity. I'm just going to go for it. Didn't really do anything because, look, the enemy team just sort of walked away. It doesn't really matter. We get an ultimate out for that. That's fine. This is where people were thinking maybe there'd be some issues with XQC. Maybe he's a bit hot-blooded. Maybe he just sort of, well, he is hot-blooded, but maybe he's going to make a lot of mistakes. It's going to cost him a game. He just went past somebody. Or was that his own player? Anyway, another ultimate down. So this is really good for LA Gladiators because they're getting a lot of ultimates out of Dallas Fuel here. In fact, they've got no ultimates available, which is not great. See Hydration going with the blade. He's going to just about get the Junkrat. I don't think he does. Yeah. You got to be really careful jumping on Junkrat with Genji, even when you've got your blade out, because Junkrat is nasty little git and can do quite a bit of damage. To Genji, which is not what you want. But that was nice of Custer. Moira, you know, she's a pretty good hero. She's going to get the kills. That's awesome. So this is like, what's going on here is pretty much the standard thing you do see happening on King's Row. It is normally the offensive team that gets to push to around about this point, and this is where most of the holds will take place. See Shore4 doing some work on the McCree, probably going to be looking for a Deadeye in a second. So this could be huge, but actually it's not. It's a nice barrier there by XQC. You'd expect that. This, though, is a huge shatter, right? What we're going to see here, you probably heard the casters go, oh, it's a huge shatter. It is huge, right? You can almost see, well, you can see it unfolding in the kill feed. This is ultimate combination. This is absolutely beautiful. It's simple to pull off, but you need the skill to do it. You need to realize, yes, I'm going to hit this Earth Shatter. You need the skill to do that. The Pharah then comes in with the barrage and cleans everybody up. Watch this. This is phenomenal. This is like a huge shatter. This shuts down this push completely. Look at that. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. That is ridiculous. You'll notice Fissure has just used Primal Rage as well. Fissure is dead. What's Fissure going to do? Is Fissure going to swap to the Reinhardt? Is he going to take on XQC? Is he like, let's go? Reinhardt's probably going to work a little bit better at this point because we need to push around the corner. We'll have to wait and see. But look at that. That is a huge shatter. That is absolutely huge. Like, nothing excites me more than a Reinhardt shatter. I don't think he's... No, Fissure doesn't swap just yet. So Fissure's still on the Winston. So LA are still kind of going for this sort of, yes, we want to dive, but we're also playing with the McCree into a Dallas, which is like, look, we want you to dive on top of us because we've got the Zarya. It's a massive grab there. We're going to kill you again. They are burning ultimates though, so this might look like, wow, this is such a wipeout by Dallas, but LA are forcing Dallas to use their ultimates. There's another Earth Shatter. Actually, this is huge, right? So look at XQC. He has another Earth Shatter already. So in the last fight, they used Grav and Riptide. The fight before that, they used Shatter and Barrage. But now they've got Shatter again. They will not expect this. Gladiators will be like, we don't expect them to have any ultimates now. Because let me just pause this and explain what's going on. Because a lot of pro level Overwatch is all about ultimate use. Look at the ultimates. Nobody really has one. Yeah, we're about to have Shaz. You know, he's fairly close to his Transcendence. But look at Dallas. This is a surprise Earth Shatter. They do not know he has this. They'll be going in thinking this is going to be a dry fight, or maybe they've got a Barrage, maybe. Might have a Valkyrie, but we don't know. But they don't expect the Earth Shatter. And this is the thing. If you can catch teams off guard, it's going to be a problem. So they're going around the left-hand side here. They're still trying to dive. Like, I still don't agree with the Winston pick here. They've stayed on it for too long in this game, and it's costing them. But let's have a look. Shore4 gets a kill on AKM, which is huge because Barrage is out of the game now. And let's just... no, let's not pause. Let's keep this going. So you can see them getting quite aggressive. The surprise Earth Shatter doesn't really come into effect, which is a shame, because it could have caught them off guard if suddenly there was an Earth Shatter. The thing is, though, it was good play by XQC. You don't really just want to Earth Shatter when everybody's dying around you. That would be a really bad play. Nothing really he could do there, so he dies. But always die on the payload, ladies and gentlemen. So the question is, will they be able to contest? Probably not. Well, definitely not. I know they're not. Spoilers, they're not. I mean, you can see that anyway. So even though there was a window of opportunity there where Dallas could have got really aggressive onto LA Gladiators, they kind of didn't because Gladiators went around the right-hand side, which is a bit weird, right? What I would have liked Dallas to have done there would have just go straight in, just become ultra aggressive, take the initiative, because they don't know we've got an Earth Shatter. They'll know now because we've just had a number of fights, so they'd expect it. There's an Earth Shatter down there. It's actually a decent Earth Shatter. It's enough for everybody to push through and sort of push them away. But they are investing ultimates now into this to hold it. So we had Moira and we had Earth Shatter invested into that. We've still got a Riptire available, which, as you can see, Rascal is looking to set this up because the next attack, you deny it with a Riptire. You see where the flow is going, guys, with pro-level Overwatch. It's like, I mean, it's always been like this. Like, there's a tire from behind now, so there we go. Pulls the tire, and he's going to try and get a couple of good kills. He kills Hydration, which isn't bad. Like, you know, any kill with a Riptire is good. We've got a grab here on Mickey, so we should be okay in terms of Dallas here. They'd just be able to grab this at will and push forward. He's probably looking for it. I mean, you definitely will be looking for it here. So he grabs a payload, and I think there's a high noon on there. Yeah, there's a high noon on it. So that was pretty good play there by Shorefall. Like, a high noon can be a counter in a way to grab. It's risky, but like with the Reinhardt in place for Dallas, it's not going to be like you have to be kind of careful with what you're doing with the high noon. I mean, it's really good on the final point attack here because I'll just kind of show you guys. So if I pause here, it's probably not the great place to pause. But you guys see where the payload is, right? High nooning there as a McCree into the defenders is pretty good when the payload's moving down. Like obviously not when the payload's there. But yeah, just popping the high noon when you're in a grab can be a pretty good counter as it forces people to run away. Anyway, not a great blade there by Hydration. And if you guys were watching Overwatch League yesterday, you'll notice that Libero, who played for NYXL, his Genji blades were also quite bad. It was like the day of bad Genji. I don't know what was going on. Well, bad Genji ultimates. Normal Genji play was fine. So, LA are pushing through. They're getting kills, and they're getting kills in good sort of like stagger here. So we kill a hero, we kill another hero. It means that they're going to have to wait before they can get together and contest, and they can't. And that's just the nature of this point. And then we get to see Fissure there, who is a phenomenally good tank. Now, we are going to get, spoiler ladies and gentlemen, to see Fissure on Reinhardt. We're going to get to see XQC versus Fissure on Reinhardt. Fissure is considered one of the best Reinhardt players in the game. Can XQC match up against him? The return of XQC. What can he do? Like, when I watch Dallas, and, you know, I've met these guys as well. Not all of the team, but I've spoke to XQC and people like that. But you don't need to have met them to see this. You can just tell. They thrive off good energy. They are confidence players. Mickey, XQC, I definitely think they're players that need to be sort of in the mood. I think Harry Hook as well is one of those players. Rascal is definitely one of those players. AKM, I don't think AKM cares. He just turns up and does a job. Like, he doesn't care if you're smiling or waving or whatever. Custer, I think he's a little bit more reserved as well. But definitely AKM, Mickey and XQC, they thrive off the energy in the arena. And Dallas have a massive fan following. Whenever Dallas play, the arena love it. They're screaming, they're shouting. They love these players. So, let's take a look at the team comps here. I won't pause it. We've paused enough. You just check them out. Look at what we've got. Look at what Harry Hook's doing for Dallas. He, instead of going for the... Let's just pause. I've got to pause it. I said I wouldn't, but I've got it, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the meta, right? This is the way the meta is going. Look at Dallas Fuel. This is the quad tank Lucio Moira. This is the way it's going, right? We'll see a lot of this. This is quite hard to stop. It's very fast moving. It's a ton of health. The plan is to rush to the point. We know that the enemy team is here. Then what we want to do is just go straight into the enemy team. Will they be able to stop us? Look at the enemy team. You'll notice the difference here. This is only triple tank Moira McCree. McCree can instantly die. If you just rush into McCree here, you can wreck him. So let's see what happens here. It's clear what the plan is from Dallas. We're just going to Moira meatball onto the point. We're going to wreck them. Let's see what happens, because this, ladies and gentlemen, is a game-winning play. Oh, let's go. All right, then, here we go. So you just stay together. You're just going to rush into the point. He's on speed. He's not speed boosting, because you don't really speed boost as a Lucio. He needs to save the Ampit up for the heal. You just go on to speed and walk in. Massive fights breaking out. Loads of damage coming through. Look at that. They managed, actually, that is like insanely good play off Gladiators to keep Fissure alive there. He was getting battered by everybody, but he's not dead. Sure 4 kills XQC. So you're thinking right now, all right, this is, it's kind of bitty. It's a bit of a mess. Sure 4's popping off. He's killing the tanks. This is like, oh, this is going to be a hold. Or Gladiators about to draw, like pull this out of the bag. That is huge. Look at Fissure. Look at Sure 4. Look at B-Shoot. Look at Hydration. Look at Shaz. Holy God. Listen, we're going to pause this though. Look at this. Their ultimates are coming online. This now, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm walking around. You can probably tell by my mouth on the microphone. I'm dancing because what we're about to see here is magnificence. Like, watch this. If you're a tank player, you will love it. Watch this. Watch this. I'm going to keep pausing it just before it starts because it's so beautiful. So, whole hog, yeah, whatever. Do look, Fissure trying to get around the back. Probably be cheeky with a bit of a earth shatter. It's a massive mess. Hydration gets a kill. AKM's dead. They kind of push out a little bit, but it's coming, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming. It's going to be beautiful. It is a game-winning bit of beauty. Bit of beauty, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I really enjoy this. I really enjoy watching this sort of gameplay where the Reinhardt... I just love Reinhardt. Oh, my God. I think I need to start playing Reinhardt again. I think I just like Reinhardt and Moira. Right then. Get ready. Oh, my days. Watch this. No, what I want you to watch here is watch XQC. Watch what he does. XQC jumps before he charges. Watch this. This makes it look like he's a noob. And Fissure's probably like, you're a noob. Because when a Reinhardt runs forward, stupidly, it's when he's going to Earth Shatter. It's so obvious, yeah? But what XQC does is he runs forward, he jumps, and then he charges. It's beautiful. Watch this. Watch this. Do you see it? Oh, you can see it, do you? And look what's coming in the back, the Diva Bomb. Just watch it. Boom. Boom. That is a game-winning play. That is just mega. And a massive shatter in the back. Everybody's getting ready. That makes me giddy. Sure 4, I don't know, he's just trying to do anything he can. XQC's getting like a double kill there. He's just like killing everybody. It's a massive brawl on the fight. Everyone's going crazy. AKM's showing everyone he's a god on Zari as well. Mental. And there you go. Ladies and gentlemen. Let's pause it on Dallas win so it looks fancier. I have been Stylosa and this is Unit Lost. And this is a return of XQC, proving that he's actually a top tier tank, which is great, which is awesome. I'm so proud of him. Like, everybody loves the story where somebody's been down and they come back. XQC is a great player. I just hope he doesn't do anything stupid, because if he does, the bans will be bad. They'll be really bad, because once you've had a ban of that severity and a fine, then after that, I don't know. I just hope he keeps it together. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa and this is Unit Lost. This has been Pro Overanalyzed. It has been the return of XQC. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, then let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I've been Stylosa. This is Unit Lost. Follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming. Check out my Instagram as well, which is instagram.com/something Stylosa. There you go. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Toodaloo.